as I kind of predicted and alluded to in last week's picks video, I anticipated week 3 performance was going to be a little bit better. Certainly still nothing home to write home about, but it was better. It takes a couple of weeks to start figuring out the lay of the land here a little bit. I was 11-5 picking the winner straight up. Again, nothing special, but it's okay. 10-6 picking this against the spread. That's solid. You can make money with that, right? Season to date, I've got a little bit of a winning record in terms of picking the winner. So again, not impressive and still below 500 picking the spread. Like, yeah, you wouldn't make as much money wagering off of my picks here. What I probably should be doing is sharing my weekly parlay plays, because those I'm actually making money off of each week, and you could too. But fuck it. Until a DraftKings or a FanDuel agrees to do some type of sponsorship with me or something, I'm keeping that shit to myself until after the fact. So, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at my picks for Week 4 of the 2023 NFL season. Kind of crazy to think about we're at Week 4 already, isn't it? That means we're almost a quarter of the way through the regular season. It means fall is here. It means the temperature is going to start dropping, and we'll be talking about Christmas before we know it. All right, so as is always the case, my picks are in the description box below. What's a little different this year is I don't talk about each in every single game. I pick a few to kind of dive a little deeper on. So I'll talk about a few of the games here. I would have talked about the Thursday night matchup between the Lions and the Packers, but obviously they happened Thursday night. I'm recording this on Friday afternoon, uploading sometime Sunday morning. Big win for the Lions. Now they go to 3-1. You know, that's not a surprise. They felt like they were the team to beat in the NFC North this year, and they're certainly playing like it right now. Meanwhile, for the Packers, you know, short week, yes. They were missing Jair Alexander, you know, Bakhtiari, etc., but they had to perform better in that spot than they did. Not a season killer, right? But that was kind of a thing. You're coming off a short week, Thursday night, at home. You want to hold up better than what the Packers did. But they didn't. So, hey, it is what it is. Now, when I talk about feature matchups this week, to me, the money matchup of all, and it pisses me off that fucking Bears are playing at the same time because I really wish I could watch this game instead. It's the Dolphins traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. You know, for Week 4, this has a really big feel. Like, this could be a significant game when you think about the AFC East race this year. When you think about potential playoff positioning. Like, this shit's going to matter, right? It certainly feels like it will, because Miami comes into this game as hot as hell offensively. You know, and that's even before you factor in the 70-point performance against the Broncos last Sunday. Meanwhile, the Bills, after that kind of rough performance on the opening Monday night game against the Jets where they lost, they've rebounded the past couple of weeks, smashed the Raiders, smashed the Commanders. They've beaten up on the teams that they're supposed to, basically. So it's another good measuring stick test. Like, the Dolphins are a legit good team, a pretty damn good team. And they're a really good example of what you do with a young quarterback. You get talent around him in Hill and Waddle that are really good after the catch, that can work over the middle of the field, and then you get them into spots, you move them around all over the place because you have an offensive coordinator and a head coach, in this case, who is great at what he does, knows how to fucking maximize the talent he has around him. Now you bring in a guy like Devon A-Chain into the backfield with that type of speed. You got speed all over the fucking place. How nice that must be. Build around your young quarterback, help your young quarterback. You can maximize what you got in your young quarterback. So this is a big test for the Bills defensively. And then offensively, you know, is there going to be a lot of pressure on the Bills and specifically Josh Allen to try and force things to make big plays? Because you have to assume at this point that you're going to give up some touchdowns to the Dolphins. And is that going to lead to some bad plays, some bad throws and decisions by Allen? I know the Bills are favored by 2.5 here. At this point in time in the season, you know, until I see them struggle, I got to think the Dolphins are going to keep on rolling. I'll take Miami plus the 2.5. Another game that's kind of got my interest here in the Sunday early slots, it's the Rams traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. You know, you would have thought before the season that the Colts are going to be one of the worst teams in the league, and who knows how it still plays out, but right now this team is 2-1, and they're leading the AFC South. And that's with having Richardson miss a couple of games, you know, action in a couple of games, including missing this past Sunday due to the concussion stuff. It's a big spot for the Colts if they can go into this game, and assuming Richardson's going to be healthy and ready to go and start, and then go into this first 4 weeks and they finish 3-1. You start to think about the Colts a little bit differently. You start to take a little bit of note of them. Meanwhile, for the Rams, this feels like a really big game. I don't think they can afford to go and lose this one. I really don't. They really, really need this one. Going 1-3 basically will knock them out of any potential of any competition with the 49ers in that division, and probably puts them a bit behind the Seahawks and, just has them trying to climb uphill the rest of the year. I like the Rams in this one. It feels like it's mostly a pick'em game, which means that the money's probably leaning a little more towards the Rams, so I'll take the Rams plus the 1. In terms of the late Sunday afternoon games, it looks like a couple of snoozers, although, to be fair to the Cardinals, they have been competitive in each of their 3 games this year, and they beat the Cowboys on Sunday, who's supposed to be an elite team in the NFC. They sure didn't play like it. The Cardinals are playing hard. They're playing above their skis, above their talent level right now. That is a reflection of head coach Jonathan Gannon and that coaching staff and the players as well. Meanwhile, you've got the Bears doing Bears football. You say you didn't think I was going to work that in. Well, fuck you, I did. But the game I'll focus on more, it's the Patriots traveling to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. How are the Cowboys going to respond after kind of getting, hitting the nuts on Sunday by the Cardinals? Here come the Patriots, playing some really good defense. I think Mac Jones been solid so far this year, even with some of the dirty shit he does. But that's not like that offense is putting up a lot in the way of points. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they need to keep pace with the Eagles in that division. They need to keep pace with the Eagles and 49ers when you think about the conference, and the Lions as well, frankly. Right now it feels like in the NFC it comes down to one of those 4 teams for the Super Bowl. It's the 49ers, it's the Eagles, it's the Cowboys, and the Lions. It's one of them 4 in that whatever particular order based off of your perspective and opinion. That's it, right? And for the Cowboys, if they were to go into this game and they lose and they move to 2-2, that's a bad spot for them to be in. I think they will win this game, but I would not be surprised to see the Patriots cover the 6.5-point spread. In terms of the Sunday night matchup, Willie Gay, I know there was more to the quote when he said it looks like a team that really wants to run the ball. He's probably right, and they need to figure out how to be able to do a better job of that with Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall. God's sakes, at some point in time, Zach Wilson's got to be able to show something. I know he's already a bust, and he is all of that, and he's one of my worst quarterback evaluations ever, but crying almighty. You're in year 3 now. You have got to be even a little more functional than what the fuck he is. And it doesn't help now that he faces a Chiefs defense that looks really damn good. Really damn good this year. They feel like a top-flight unit the way they're playing right now. For the Chiefs, it could be a decent test going up against Sauce Gardner in that Jets secondary. I think the Chiefs will have enough. They'll beat them, take KC minus 8.5. And then a Monday night matchup, kind of one of these second-tier-ish teams in the NFC. The Seahawks traveling to New York to take on the Giants. I'll take the Giants plus the 1.5 here. I know last year when they played, the Seahawks, I think, beat them 31-17. I think the Seahawks are a little less than they were last year. Ironically, the Giants are also a little less than they were last year. This feels like it could be one of those ugly slugfest type of games on Monday night. I'll take the Giants by plus the 1.5. What the fuck, why not? So those are my picks for week 4. We'll see how wrong I am come Monday night. I'm out.